All right. We're back with Atlantica.
We're back where it's wetter. Wait a minute.
That is how the song goes, but I don't remember the rest of it.
It's down life there, or shit, I don't remember. It's
Life sure is better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out when I get to Kingdom Hearts 2. No, we won't. I'm not doing Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts
2. That's right.
Unless.
No.
So normally in the
You know what? I will make it a Patreon goal. If we get
Give us money and we'll play the bad part of the game.
I'm saying it right now. If we can get to $200 a month on the Patreon, I will do Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2.
So normally in the background, your dear friends Otzi and Saturn are playing Final Fantasy XIV. But today I'm currently, at least for the next 20 minutes or so, doing stuff in Yakuza 7. So that is going to be the thing that I talk about in the background, because I'm deep in one of the battle floors and I'm trying to make it to the next checkpoint, and I'm doing okay. But also it's taking a while because I'm at level 35 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not even close to the level I need to be at in order to even take on the next segment.
Yeah, I know exactly where you are, and I know why it's very difficult for you to get to that segment.
Primarily the problem is that I bought I bought it when it was on sale, and it automatically gave me the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC stuff. Without realizing what that meant, they're very overpowered in the beginning, and then they kind of taper off and even out with everything else later.
Mm.
So there's a bunch of classes that I have that are all insanely underleveled because I've been relying on the DLC jobs.
Right.
As in, I started this grind having unlocked the battle floors with everybody at level 24. You should be at 35 or so.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you have everyone as right now?
Kasuga's a hero. I have Eri as a what's the name of the dominatrix job? Night Mistress? Something like that?
Yeah.
What's the actual name? Hold on.
I think it's Lady of, or I think
Night,
it's Night Mistress.
Night
Yeah.
Queen.
Night Queen, that's it.
That's what it was. So
That's a great name for that.
Mm-hmm. Jin Gihan is a hitman, because I really haven't done anything. I haven't unlocked any of his Bond stuff. I don't know why. He's going a lot slower than Zhao, who I already have almost at Bond 5, and Han is at Bond 3.
Ah.
So I haven't unlocked anything for him that I wanted to do. Zhao I have exclusively as a gangster. I wanted to get into cross-class skills for Breaker, and then realized no, he doesn't actually need them because he has so many martial arts skills. It's kind of useless.
Yeah.
I have Sayako as an idol, but I did give her enough in Matriarch so that she could have the one gun move, so that she could branch out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Nanba is a homeless guy who I have Fortune Teller, Chef, and Host spells. And Adachi I have as a enforcer with Breaker and Foreman moves. I also gave him Double Rocker actually just to try it out. Kind of useless on an enforcer.
Yeah. I didn't mess around too much with the skills when I played. I mixed Adachi around a lot, and the only one who ended up not just staying on their default class for the majority of it was Adachi and Saiko, because I made Saiko an idol immediately because you need a white mage.
You do need people with really potent cures, but everybody else could do that. I just decided to go all in and make her a white mage with some really strong attack skills.
Mm-hmm.
Because it saved me a lot of time and effort. Adachi, I really wanted to, because he he can get a lot of use out of a lot of different a lot of the different cross-class skills if he's a paladin, because a lot of them are debuffs, right? And they also deal damage, and most of them are through his like one stat that matters. But because of all of that, they're kind of under-leveled, and I'm having some trouble. And again, I'm at floor 35, and I've already restarted it twice, and I'm only just now getting him at like 42.
I mean, this is the point in the game where the game actually gets difficult. Like everything before that is kind of easy going.
It's bullshit levels of JRPG grinding is what I'm getting at. So I'm trying to finish up this next like set of floors, and then I'll call that good and switch over to something else so I can interact with other people and do the thing,
Yeah.
So.
As for me, I'm normally playing FF14 when we do this, but instead, despite the fact that I just moved, and even being able to make it to this was a kind of an effort, a Herculean labor, which I subjected myself to. I did, in fact, first thing as soon as I got this computer turned on and connected to the internet, turned on BlueStacks so I could play more Fate Grand Order.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, because I need to do summer event and see my freaks. I need to look at my freaks.
See ya. Deep freeze.
At this point, there's no way I'm actually going to get to be able to do the summer event in time.
Aww.
Which is a shame, but that just means I'll do the rerun next year and it'll be fun and fresh for me.
Just still not able to get the phone stuff figured out? Or
No.
Figured out so hard, but you know what I mean.
Unfortunately, the only Verizon store in my area has been permanently shut down as a result of the COVID shutdowns that happened. Apparently that office couldn't keep itself afloat without personal customers coming in because we live in an old people neighborhood.
Come on.
So, the kind of people who don't use the internet or call the phone in order to talk to customer service, they want to do it in person.
Right.
Right.
They lost all of their business as opposed to some of their business. They couldn't keep up, so I don't have a place to go for getting my phone updated or getting a new phone and switching the service over to that, which is great.
I mean, I realize the selection isn't the same, but there are places that aren't like the Verizon store that sell Verizon-enabled phones that you can just plug your SIM card into and make good on it.
I mean, I could try and do that. However, every other Verizon has a monopoly on this area. So I would have to travel 2 hours by bus just to get to the next phone store to do that.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go to a phone store. You could literally get a Verizon-enabled phone from a Best Buy or a Walmart or something like that. Because it doesn't. You don't have to actually have them enable it. You just have to be able to take the SIM card out of your phone and put it in that one, and then go online and or on your account or whatever, and go hey, activate my new phone, please, thank you.
I suppose I could do that. Although
that's what I did with my current one. Is I bought the phone off of Best Buy and they shipped it to me, and I just put in my old SIM card and then activated it online. I would say if you can get it from a more general place that has an electronics section like a Walmart or Target, that's better, because I think Best Buy tends to focus on their Samsung booths where it's all these $900 phones that you have to make a contract for and whatever else. So that's kind of a pain in the ass, but I mean, usually general department stores will have options for you there.
I might try and do that. I'm stuck in a weird suburb where it's actually kind of hard for me to get to a a superstore kind of thing. But I'll try and see if I can do that.
Yeah, because that'll at least be something where you don't have to literally go 2 hours by bus away to get to the next Verizon store, The main advantage of the cell stores that they do actually have a lot more, affordable phone options. But
yeah,
I think usually Walmart and Target carry some as well. So
I'm gonna try and pull that off at some point then.
Yeah. So you deserve Paul Bunyan and Summer 5.
I do.
Heal.
Alright, now I think, if I'm remembering the layout of this... the path of this stage. There we go.
Oh.
A lot of people forget about this save point here, because why would it be in this area?
Right.
There we go.
Why would they put a save point in the evil hole in the corner of the map? Who knows?
In the evil zone.
Why would they put a save point here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere?
Which sucks if you don't know about it and die here, because you have to do that whole swimming thing all over again.
That's a save point right at boss entranceville. That's a terrible place to put it.
Also, it's these little freaks.
I don't like them. I don't like their little mustaches. They
I'm not a
look
fan.
like the Onceler's shriveled grandpa. Or no, the Lorax, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Lorax's shriveled grandpa. We have to leave the Onceler out of this.
It's not the Onceler's fault. Or is it?
I think actually by definition it is in fact the Onceler's fault.
Jesus.
I think that entire original short is about how it's the Onceler's fault.
Oh, once there.
Let's beat the shit out of Ursula.
What did Triton's older sister ever do to you?
She shot him with a trident. And
That's a sibling rivalry there. You shouldn't get in the way of that.
And then she shot him with a gun.
Ben, you might know this because this is still new to me.
Yes.
The shareholder, no, not the shareholder, the like the business management parts, right?
yes.
Is there any way to make more money off of it once
Like
you're
real
done,
money?
or is it? Yeah, is there any way? Does the amount that they pay out ever increase, or is it just stuck at 3 million yen?
I think it's just stuck at 3 million yen, but at this point you should just be able to, like, do it in 5 minutes and make a ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like not even like powering through it. I'm just going through
Grinding.
the motions. Yeah.
It's
And
I think the
boring.
one thing about it's the one thing about Yakuza about Like a Dragon that I think is bad, like just objectively is bad, is that it is they unlike most modern RPGs, you have to grind just like actually Just like directly, no, you have to grind. Here's the grind zone where you go to grind because you have to grind, and it's like, why? Why'd you do it like that?
Because it's Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest. Remember how you're supposed to play Dragon Quest? It's a great JRPG.
But I think like they made more of those, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't really played Dragon Quest in a very long time.
They still play. I'm sorry to say, Saturn, they still play exactly the same. Grinding and all.
Maybe that's Dragon Quest's problem. Maybe Yakuza should innovate just a little bit.
You would think.
Because like even like Persona 5, right? Like just to talk about other Sega RPGs that are like kind of that similar vein. Persona 5 relative to like the original versions of Persona 4 and Persona 3 is a lot easier with like what kind of grinding it expects from you, which is to say basically none at all. So I don't know. It's not like it's a short game if you don't have the grinding. It is still a fucking extremely long game.
It is still Yakuza, so there are so many sub-stories that it is still a lot of game. The thing is that like,
my God, Ursula, they really only gave you one laugh.
Yeah,
I think
this is a very annoying fight because you have to target the cauldron to actually knock her out, to actually deal damage, because when she spins, she's invincible. And you have to beat up her eels to get your MP back.
I guess my problem with Saturn is that like JRPGs have innovated on this and have realized that like the grindcore, as it were, is not like, as a core mechanic, isn't particularly exciting to a lot of people. But games like Dragon Quest continue to do it because now nobody else does it, so it's a niche.
I guess. Like,
and I don't like that personally.
No, I feel like, because also, I think just part of it's just really like, there should be an option for whether, like, because I think that's a very easy thing to do, just say, like, when you start the game, like, do you want Dragon Quest, which is to say you're going to have to go into dungeons and grind a lot of enemies because that's what the game is, or do you want something different, like literally use option like, hey, do you want to multiply the experience gain by like 250% or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
There we go. God.
I get that some people do it because they want the time sink and whatnot, but like, it's personally not for me, and I don't understand why like, it is funny that Yakuza has switched over to it because, as we've joked about before off camera, it is Seinfeld the JRPG. It is very funny because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have. The way they're handling it doesn't have any staying power. So I'm hoping that if they make an 8. And that's kind of a big if, because like the two heads of the like not only like the two heads of like the people who built the Yakuza games, but who also owned the studio that made Ryuga Gotoko Studios left. So I don't know.
But it's also like at the same time, I feel like even if not them, Sega has an incentive to make that, because I think that if, like, I don't have the exact numbers, but I get the impression that game was like a huge success.
Yeah.
Like that game reviewed well, and I think I saw more people playing that than playing even any of the relatively successful like the end series, like 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, we didn't actually have 5 until like after 0 came out, which for the US is like almost 5 years out of order.
But also, I guess what I mean is like even for 6, like the end of the series, like well, the original end of the series. Like I feel like I saw more people playing and having like vocal public experiences with Yakuza 7 than I ever did with 6, and I feel like it would be incumbent on Sega to be like, hey, this is a great new direction for the franchise that reviewed very well and people like it and they actually bought it. So yay. But I don't know. I guess the other thing though is that failing it being Yakuza, they have shown that the Seinfeld RPG formula works.
Yeah, that part does work, and I'm hoping that they do kind of iterate on how to make the RPG segments feel at least a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the RPG, I think as it is, the RPG like on its own is fine.
It's really, I guess my feelings on it are because they're trying really hard to emulate Dragon Quest. It feels kind of stale because it's a
Dragon
very
Quest
formula, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think even if they can't do the like, even if for some reason Yakuza doesn't work out because like the studio heads left and there's just like for whatever reason not any drive to continue working in that space, like that studio has also made things that aren't Yakuza, at least just in terms of IP. Like they've clearly been like, hey, we're going to work with our tool set and the assets that we have and whatever to make this game in this other setting, like a Fist of the North Star, for example. And like, you could just still have that studio just make that game, but it's not Yakuza. You know what I mean? Sega could have its own Dragon Quest.
Yes, I've made this joke before, but the way that they handle the way that they handle all of the not Yakuza but still Like a Dragon games, Like a Dragon, makes me think like what they should do, and this is an insane idea, and I think I'm the only one who's really into it, is they lean into the idea that it is Like a Dragon and do a bunch of spin-off games of different properties. But the joke is that they are, instead of saying like they're played by like the famous Seiyu from like the Like a Dragon games, it is the characters of Like a Dragon games, like a Muppets kind of thing.
It's got a very, not to be derogatory, because I think this is reminding me of it in a positive way. It has a kind of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands / that original Borderlands 2 DLC vibe.
Yeah.
Which is, these are not the same characters, but they're being played by the...
Yeah.
It's like, what's it called? What Swery does, the digital actors thing. Where, like, Forrest Kaysen and this, that, and the other guy from Deadly Premonition are characters from his other games. They're, like, the same model and same design. They just have... And, like, I think they use the same voice actors, largely. It's just they have different names and do different things.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fine.
I think it would be really funny if Kiryu becomes like a character in the same way that Kermit the Frog does. And he just shows up like there's a Dragon Quest game and it's called Like a Dragon Quest, and it's just Yakuza 8 kind of.
It's not easy being a dad.
It's just Kiryu and the group playing characters from like Dragon Quest 4, and it's just like a new Dragon Quest 4 game, like a sequel.
Yeah.
I think it's really stupid and high concept, and I'm really into it.
I would love... Yeah, I think... You know, and we get some games that do that, like Mario basically is that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see it with Yakuza characters.
Yeah. It's stupid, and I'm really into it.
So now, like 2/3 of the way through this level, I have the mermaid kick, which allows me to fly through the currents that I normally needed to ride the dolphin for. I don't like Atlantica.
Neither do I. I'm sorry to say that, Ben.
Also, I want to keep calling these dungeons. Because I'm
They might as well,
FF14 poisoned.
Well, that's just Final Fantasy poison, frankly.
Yeah.
Tutorial.
Question mark, question mark? Time to fight Giant Ursula!
Yeah, it's time to recreate the end of one of the Call of Cthulhu novels.
This is weird because, like, they very clearly do not do the actual plot of The Little Mermaid 1 here. They saved that for Kingdom Hearts 2, but you still fight Giant Ursula.
You know...
How else are they going to show off those face bones?
I mean, this is really impressive for the PS2. Like, she's got a real Andros vibe going.
Yeah, because you know what else also came out on the PS2 right around this time? The first Yakuza game, which came out looking like Metal Gear Solid 1.
That is true.
Not even the Twin Snakes. Metal Gear Solid 1, period.
Yeah. I will say, and I'm probably the only person who believes this, I think PS2 era Kiryu looks way more attractive than like PS3 onward Kiryu design.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's because they kind of run into this weird problem where, you know, for later games they do a lot of, you know, just actor capture, right? Where they, like, scan in a real-ass actor,
Yeah.
and then just do that actor thing, and they have to take these PS2 character designs and attempt to make them look like they may or may not be real people, and, I don't think it's ever very graceful.
That dog don't hunt.
I don't know, huh? It's not what I'm here for. I think it's... Admittedly, I really don't like the scanned-in actors in Yakuza for the most part. Anyway. But that might just be me.
I think some of them are really nice. Like... Oh... The three lieutenants from Yakuza 0, fantastic. But that might also be because they're like Takashi Miike actors. So
Right.
like they're just acting as opposed to like everybody else who's like kind of leaning into the mocap a little bit.
Like, I think they always look visually impressive, but I don't like the mix, and if I had to choose, I'd always prefer the thing that's the character design.
It's really striking when you can tell when they are a real actor and when they're not, and that's like where the problem comes from.
Yeah, because like they can't like completely fuck up the designs, but also like no one has Kazuma Kiryu's eyebrows and chin shape. That man is like Kratos.
He looks insane.
Yeah,
Derogatory.
if you saw a person who looked like that in real life, you'd think you were looking at that one Giga Chad meme where it's the guy with the insane jawline, you know?
And the other thing is that it's not a good translation of the PS2 look anyway, because like PS2 look almost looks like a real ass human being. What did you do wrong?
Yeah, no, they like dialed up his features instead of dialing them down.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so weird. Anyway, all this to say, like, I'm glad Kiryu finally got to retire.
They keep being like, oh god, it's Kiryu's last game, and then Kiryu's like, are you sure? I can still be involved in plots and things like that. And I'm like, Kiryu, no.
It's really funny how the plots usually are just like, man, there's all sorts of wild and wacky shit going on. It's terrible. The Yakuza keep ruining this one city that Kiryu just happened to move into like 3 years ago to try and avoid all this bullshit.
I feel like it's actually one of those things where I'm like, I really like Yakuza 4, for instance, where you have like 3 different main characters and one of them is Kiryu. Where, because like, I like when they're like, no, we're just gonna fuck Kiryu. Kiryu's not involved in this. We're getting a different guy who plays completely differently. I feel like
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
It worked really like I think 4 is like the best case of it, although I think the plot of 5 is better. But like the way it handled going like this is not Kiryu's story, this is the story of many different people getting involved with one shitty guy's get rich quick scheme, basically. No, there's something
Even the Yakuza 0 also has, like, you have Kazuma Kiryu, but then you have Goro Majima, who you also play for half the game, and Goro Majima handles completely differently.
Yeah.
He does. And also, like, for that matter, I think, like, the plot is more about Majima, eventually.
Oh yeah, Yakuza 0 is Majima's story. Even I know that, I only played, like, a little bit of it.
It's a thing where, like, if not for the fact that 0 is a better setup for Kazuma Kiryu than 1 is, you could have foregone in 0 like, having Kazuma Kiryu. Like, that could have just been the Goro Majima prequel. However, they did take the opportunity to give Kazuma Kiryu a backstory that, like, makes a little more sense. So, not even making more sense, one that winds up a bit better.
Yeah, it fills in a lot of gaps that happened in 1 that feel empty and stale because you're introduced to your rival like, basically from the word go, but not at any point during the prologue, so you don't even get to know him that much. And yet he's supposedly your best friend. You know?
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of stories that are really bad about that, where it's like, this is your best friend. It's this guy who you, the player, barely know, and also seems like a real prick.
Yeah. It sucks, because if you want a really good rival, you need build-up for it, and you need pathos. But you start the game with it, which is why Yakuza 0 rules, because it gives you that build-up and setup.
Yeah, because also,
care about Nishikiyama.
Yeah, you get tons of scenes of Nishiki where it's like you actually get why Kazuma Kiryu likes this guy. Where instead of Yakuza 1, where like in the first 15 minutes of the game, you catch him ostensibly having committed a murder, ostensibly, and like take the fall for his sake, and then come out 10 years later and he's treating you like shit. It's like, this guy's my best friend? Really?
Really? This one? This dude?
This guy?
And it's still a bad first impression too, because he's mad at his girlfriend, he's mad at his crush for not paying attention to him, ignores the fact that there is another girl into him, like, and trying to invoke herself into a double date. And then, like, with him and Kiryu, and then orders Kiryu to leave so that he can go do some, like, errands for him. It's like...
It was the PS2!
Yeah, but, like, they got a guy who was, like, an actual novel writer to write that.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't like a PS2 game writer. That was like an actual writer who was writing that, and he just kind of like, no, do this. This is Kiryu's best friend, the man who bosses him around and has like a little punk.
Also, this is a really cool looking keyhole. Like, it's just I like the idea of like a sheet of glass water.
Yeah.
Very fancy tech.
Your world?
I like this,
What's it like?
mildly nauseating water effect that's happening on the screen.
It's okay. Besides, if you can travel to other worlds, maybe I can too.
Just wait till Kingdom Hearts 3, Ariel.
Places I want to see.
Just wait till
I
Final
know
Fantasy
I'll get there
XIV Shadowbringers.
I'll find a way, somehow.
Gosh, I'm a turtle.
I'm sure of it.
I love Turtle Goofy. He looks so dumb.
His shield is bolted to his back. That looks horribly painful.
Do me a favor and leave me out of it.
I like that he gets to keep his hat, but Donald doesn't.
I mean, Donald got turned into a mer octopus, so I think he's kind of ahead on the equation.
Ooh. I can finally upgrade the starter's bat to the legendary hero bat. Fantastic.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That one adds multiple hits to his normal attack combo.
That's
I
great
love
for
that. I
generating-
love that Ichiban's weapon is a bat. A bat that
It's
he
great for
literally pulled
generating-
out of the ground like Excalibur.
That's correct.
He's so fucking crazy. I love that cutscene because he's just like, here, I got this. And
It's good that it adds
Like a
extra
cloud?
hits, 'cause it's great for generating crit stars. Wait a minute.
Wait, no. I mean, Ichiban could very well be a servant.
he's very much a quick rider.
He should be a demi-servant for someone.
Who would he be a demi-servant for, though? Nanba? Well, actually, Nanba is a mage, so...
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Who would he be?
Well,
It would have to
sorry,
be-
wait. Demi-servant's wrong. I mean, like, pseudo-servant.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
pseudo.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It should be the guy who is the body for a different heroic spirit.
Right.
Is there some like really famous like Ronin that he could be?
Well,
Is there some really famous
None that
Japanese
haven't-
baseball player?
the idea of him being Ichiro was actually really fucking funny.
God. Sadly, Ishikawa Goemon exists in the extended Fate universe, but as like a some barely relevant buster instead of being, Ishikawa Goemon. Because I feel like he could be Ishikawa Goemon.
He could
Yeah.
easily be Goemon.
I do. I'm really tickled by the idea of him being a pseudo-servant for King Arthur the legend as opposed to King Arthur the person. Like,
Yeah,
he got fucked up and he's a fake servant.
Yeah.
he's a prototype King Arthur pseudo servant.
Yeah.
It's prototype Arthur, but the 3-star version.
If you max out his bond points for the story, you too can get him to a powerful 3.5-star servant.
The secret alternate costume is that it's actually regular Seiba, but she has a baseball bat with a chain on it instead of Excalibur.
Yeah. Oh, what is this asking for? A Dragon Soul bat, huh? I don't think I have that one on me.
Oh wait, I have a new Keyblade.
Ava deserves a baseball bat. She deserves a baseball player costume.
Oh, that would be... It'd have to be another, It'd have to be another Summer Servant version of her, right?
Yeah, well, here's my idea. Summer, whatever the next number is. It's a baseball game between the Knights of the Round as baseball players. And then
Yes.
and then some other multi-servant. Oh, and the assassins, and the man of the mountain. Every single player is the man of the mountain. But
Yes.
Yeah!
Oh, I'm so into it.
And they call the event. It's called Grand Slam-A-Lot. Thank you very much.
Nailed it.
Brilliant.
A terrible shame that Sarah's not here to hear this banger.
Oh, she will be missed.
It's a shame that she died in the war.
It's a shame she died of Ligma.
Steve Jobs.
Ligma balls, and then you just evaporate.
I'm trying to evaporate. I'm so tired.
Oh, you okay?
I mean, I moved like a clean 2/3 of my worldly belongings into a new house today. I still have more moving to do, but it is not. Our pace is not especially urgent.
Okay.
But I had to. Today was the day where we were turning the internet on over here. I'm like, well, that means I'm sleeping here tonight and for all foreseeable nights, so I better get rolling. And then packed up most of my life and moved it.
Geppetto makes gummy ships, which is pretty cool.
I thought he made dummy ships.
Dummy thick ships.
They done turn Geppetto into a aerial engineer.
Making a gummy ship that looks like a busty babe so I can call it Gummy Thick.
Oh yeah, Robin, Donald's like high jump is really funny. He just like ascends. Oh, I love being on solid ground again. No more swimming. Turns out it's not better down where it's wetter. Take it from me, the guy who just played Kingdom Hearts Atlantica. Learned how to summon Dumbo. Alright, so I finished Atlantica, but I realized I'm actually pretty underleveled. So do you know what time it is?
No.
It's time for the tournament arc!
Oh my god. We're going to Battle Tower?
Yeah! Wait, no, I wanted to actually go to that world, not leave.
Okay. Well, I got the right weapon, so that's good.
While Oates grinds in Yakuza, I'm gonna grind in Kingdom Hearts.
Currently, I'm grinding weapons, and by grinding weapons, I mean mostly done with grinding weapons.
Nice!
Hooray!
My puppies are here. Hello.
Oh,
Ooh,
This,
doggy.
my bedroom, my new bedroom slash office is carpeted, and they are very happy about that.
No.
oh, are we no longer live?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't notice.
are we done?
I think.
It says it's live to me. I'm looking at the screen and seeing it.
I
Wait.
think we just lost the, my thing is showing as offline on
Oh,
Twitch.
now it's showing as offline. Yeah, I logged in and it played for a couple seconds and then now it's gone.
Okay, 1 second.